road.
Then you will be crowned a queen and may go anywhere you please. It sounds very difficult and confusing. You had no business coming here in the first place.
Yes, ma'am, and I never saw again.
Hold your tongue. I'm a hungry hyena and deserve bone.
I beg your royal pardon.
You'd better, or get head chopped off. Come to the croquet game this afternoon. Mind your manners when you get there, and don't be late. You'll be punished.
Tally-o.
Daddy-o! Over there! Daddy-o!
She tells me it's my manners.
Over there! Over there, I say!
Tally-ho! Tally-ho! I'm very curious everything is today. Mr. Rabbit, sir.
Oh, it's you again. You met the Queen of Hearts, have you? Oh, wait, you're sorry now that you followed me here. Did she ask you to play croquet?
Yes, she did, and very discourteously.
I shouldn't go if I were you. It's very dangerous to play games with Her Majesty.
She's going to punish me severely if I didn't go.
She will. The Queen has a dreadful temper.
Over there, I say!
She told me not to play, but she didn't say what time the procurement began.
Get there as soon as you can. The Queen will decide for herself whether you're late or not.
I start crying any minute. Please, can you tell me?
No time, no time. Oh, the Duchess. Won't she be savage if I've kept her waiting?
Over there!
No time, no time, no time.
Sir, you dropped your gloves. I'm so afraid and homesick. Stop crying. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. A big girl like you. Yesterday things were just as usual. I changed during the night. But if I'm not the same as I was, who am I? I'll still try to recite us a song as I used to know. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail, pour the waters of my own every golden scale, how cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spread his claws, and welcome little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. Oh my, I'm sure those aren't red words. I'm wading in a puddle of tears, and it's so slippery underfoot. I'll be up to my chin in salt water. Help! Help! Save me! I'm drowning!
Stop complaining!
Good gracious, Mom, we'll both drown now. Do you know why that's cool? I'm tired of swimming. Oh, he won't listen. I know. I'll call the cat. Cats! I beg your pardon.
Would you like cats if you were me?
I wish I could show you Dinah. She's such a doing purring by the fire, and she's such a cat of mine.
Who are you?
I hardly know right now. At least I knew how it was this morning, but I keep changing.
Explain yourself.
I can't explain myself because I'm not myself, you see?
I don't see.
Being so many different places is bewildering. And being so many different sizes is very confusing. Is that any clearer?
Not a bit. Who are you?
I think you ought to tell me who you are first.
Why? Wait! Come back! I've something important to say. Keep your temper.
Is that all?
No. So you think you're changed, do you?
Yes, I can't remember things I used to.
Can't remember what things?
Well, I try to recite how dog little Bisbee, but it all came out different.
Recite, you are old Father William.
Old Father William, the young man said, and yet your hair has become very white. You consistently sit on your head. Do you think that your age is right? In my youth, Father William replied, son, I feared it went into the brain. But as I'm perfectly sure I have none, why do it again and again? When old said you, when my father supposed that your eye was as steady as ever, you bounced to the only end of your nose, which makes you so awfully clever. I've answered one question, and that's enough, said his father. Don't give yourself airs. Do you think I can listen on dates such stuffy? Oh, get downstairs.
That is not said, right?
Not quite right, I'm afraid.
It was wrong from beginning to end. What size would you like to be?
Well, I should like to be a little larger, 3 inches such as a height to be.
It is a very fine height indeed.
But I'm not used to it.
If you're determined to grow taller or shorter, just break a little piece off the edge.
The edge of what?
Mushroom, of course. Do as I say. Imagine.
This may be larger or smaller?
Whichever you like. You need only nibble and wish.
I just nibble and wish?
Not yet.
But when? When?
When the time comes,
When will the time come?
you'll know. Now tell me where you're going.
I'm going to the house for Croquet with Queen of Hearts. What are you laughing at?
Oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Not if you ever want to go home, that is.
Why do you say that?
Many who go to the palace never go home at all. They lose their heads over it.
But I did no harm to anyone.
Oh, you'll be accused of something before the day is out. Mark my words. Now let me give you a little advice before it's too late.
Yes, please do.
When the time comes, use your wish. Use your wish, my girl.
For the Duchess, an invitation from the Queen of Hearts to play croquet.
From the Queen of Hearts, an invitation for the Duchess to play croquet. An invitation to beheading is what that means. There could be some sense in your knocking. If it weren't like this. They're making such a noise inside, no one could possibly hear you.
But how am I to get in?
There could be some sense in your knocking for the door between us. For instance, if you're on the inside, you could knock and I could let you out, you know?
But how am I to get in?
Are you to get in at all? That's the first question, you know.
It's really dreadful the way these creatures argue. It's enough to drive me crazy.
She'll sit here on and off for days.
What am I to do?
Anything you like.
Oh, there's no use in talking to him. He's perfectly idiotic. I should go round to the kitchen door. There's much pep in that soup. Please tell me why your cat grins like that.
It's a Cheshire Cat, that's why. Have you ever heard the expression, grinning like a Cheshire Cat?
I didn't know the cats could grin.
They all can and they all do.
I don't know any that do.
You don't know much, and that's a fact. Pig, take that, and that, and that.
Must you be so nasty to the baby?
Yes, take that, and that, and that.
I wish they would don't do that. Precious, no.
Not your business. If everybody minded their own business, the world would go a deal faster.
Which would not be an invention, you see. The Earth takes 24 hours to turn on its axis.
Talking of axes, top of her head.
Or is it 12?
Oh, don't bother me. I never liked arithmetic. Speak roughly to your little boy and scold him when he sneezes. He only does it to a boy because he does it teases. I speak severely to my boy. I scold him when he sneezes, for he can thoroughly enjoy the pepper when he pleases.
May I ask you a question, Your Grace?
Never stop asking questions.
Are you going to the palace to Croquet?
I've been invited.
So have I, and I wondered if I might go with you.
White Rabbit is to call for me. You'll have to find your own escort. Little Pig, here, you may nurse it for a bit if you like. Oh, there you are, Rabbit.
I'm sorry, Your Grace. I was late.
You always are.
Please, Robert, I don't want to go to the palace alone. Might I go with you?
Better not go at all.
The Duchess is right, my dear. You see, the Queen is angry with both of us, and if she sees you two, no good will come of it.
But where am I to go?
Depends on the party, child.
At least I have this baby. If I hadn't taken it away, they surely would have ruined it. Don't, Bert. That's not the proper way for a baby to express itself. If you're going to behave like a pig, I'll have nothing more to do with you. It is a pig. If it would have grown up, it would have been a dreadfully ugly child. But it will make a rather handsome pig, I think.
Meow. Meow.
Pussycat, it wouldn't take me with him to the palace. Would you please tell me which way I have to go?
That depends on where you want to go.
I don't care where.
Then it doesn't matter which way you go.
So as long as I get somewhere.
Oh, you're sure to do that. If only you walk along in there.
What sort of people live here?
To the east lives a Mad Hatter. To the west lives a Mad March Hare. This is either you like.
But I don't want to go with mad people.
Oh, you can't help that. We're all mad here. I'm mad. You're mad.
How do you know that I'm mad?
You must be, or you wouldn't be here.
This certainly is a strange country.
Perfectly true. No one you meet here is quite what he seems, even to himself. That's why they call it Wonderland.
I wish I'd never come here. It's a very frightening place.
Nobody will harm you.
Truly.
Yes, truly. Except, of course, the Queen of Hearts. She's the most bloodthirsty monarch that has ever lived. And make an enemy of her, and you're doomed.
That's why I was frightened, though.
Are you really going to the palace?
I may or may not.
If you do go, you may see me there, or you may not. By the by, what became of the baby?
It turned into a pig.
Thought it would. Did you say pig or fig?
I said pig.
Darn!
And I wish you wouldn't keep banishing your pig so suddenly.
Bye-bye.
Oh my, I've often seen a cat without a grin, but a grin without a cat, it's most curious. I hear cups tinkling and people laughing. The March Hare must be serving tea. Maybe this May won't be raving bad. At least not as mad as he was in March. How uncomfortable for the poor dormouse. It's asleep, I think.
No room, no room.
There's plenty of room.
I'm the March Hare. He's the Hatter. And this sleepy thing is the Dormouse. Have some wine.
I don't see any wine.
There isn't any.
I think it was very nice of you to offer it.
Was it very nice of you to sit down without being invited?
I didn't know it was your table.
Your hair needs cutting.
You should learn not to make coarse remarks. It's rude.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
I believe I can guess that.
Do you mean you think you can find out the answer to it?
Exactly so.
Then why don't you say what you mean?
I do. At least I mean what I say. It's the same thing, you know?
Not the same thing a bit. Well, you might as well just say that I eat what I see. I mean, that I see what I eat. It's the same thing as I eat what I see.
You might as well say that I like what I get is the same thing as I get what I like.
You might just as well say, I breathe when I sleep is the same thing as I sleep when I breathe.
It is the same with you.
What date is it?
The 4th.
2 days wrong. I told you not to stuff butter in the gears.
But it was the best butter. I don't quite understand this.
The dormouse is asleep again.
Of course, just as you wish.
Guess the answer to the riddle yet?
I give up. What's the answer?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Nor I. I think you might do something better with your time than wasting it and making riddles out of an answer.
If you knew time as well as I did, you wouldn't be talking about it. It's him.
I don't understand.
Of course you don't. I dare say you've never spoke to time.
Perhaps not, but I know I have to beat time in other music.
Ah, that counts for it. He can't stand beating. Now, if you only kept on good terms with him, he'd do anything you want with the clock. For instance, say it was time to begin lessons. You'd only whisper a hint at time, and round, round goes the clock to 1:30. Time. Time for dinner. Move places.
I only wish it was.
That would be grand, certainly, but then I shouldn't be hungry.
Not at first, perhaps. We could get used to it being 1:30 as long as you like.
Is that the way you manage?
Not I. We quarreled last March, just before he went mad, you know. It was at the great concert given by the Queen of Hearts. I had to sing. Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder what you're at. You know the poem, perhaps.
I've heard something like it.
It goes on, you know, in this way. Up above the world you fly, like a heat ray in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle,
Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.
I sang that at a party once. I'd hardly finished building out the first verse before the Queen called out, "He's killing time! Off with his head! He's killing time!"
Savage!
Ever since, Father Time won't do a thing I ask. It's always 4 o'clock by my watch.
Is that the reason there's so many teacups?
Yes, it's always tea time. We've no time to wash the dishes in between.
And I suppose you keep moving places.
Exactly so, as things get used up.
But what happens when you come to the beginning again?
Suppose you change the subject. I vote the young lady tells a story.
I'm afraid I don't know one.
Then
the dormouse shall.
Wake up, dormouse!
I wasn't sleeping.
Tell us a story.
And be quick about it, or you'll be asleep before it's over.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little sisters, Elsie, Lacey, and Tilly, and they lived at the bottom of a well.
What did they live on?
Maple syrup.
Very sad, they've been ill.
So they were very ill.
But why did they live at the bottom of a well?
It was a syrup well.
There's such a thing.
If you can't be polite, you better finish your story yourself.
No, please go on.
And so these 3 little sisters, they were learning to draw, you know,
What?
maple syrup.
I want to clean cup. Let's all move places.
But I don't understand. Where did they draw the syrup from?
You can draw water out of a water well, so I think you can draw syrup out of a syrup bowl. Stupid.
Yes, they were in the well.
Of course they were well in. They were learning to draw into all manner of things. Everything that begins with an M.
Why with an N?
Why not?
Everything that begins with an M, such as mousetraps, the moon, memory, and muchness. You know, you say things that are much and muchness. Have you ever seen a drawing of muchness?
Really, now that you ask me, I don't think I ever have.
Then you really shouldn't talk about it.
You were much rude. I should have never taken tea with you. I should have gone to Queen's Garden Party.
Do you mean to say you were invited to play croquet?
I was.
And you didn't go?
I haven't yet.
Then you must go! Now! You must go at once! Don't wait another minute!
The queen's waiting!
Just go.
Do you realize what could happen to us?
If you've antagonized Her Majesty, head to a roll!
Heads will roll.
Well, I must, but how do I make to the palace?
You go up the hill so you come to a big mulberry bush.
Then you go around the mulberry bush.
You'll see the palace and the royal croquet ground.
You can't possibly miss it. Go on, hurry!
Hurry! Or head to a roll! You mustn't be late!
I'm hurrying as fast as I ever can. Please, Sir Queen, don't be angry with me. My poor head, I can't lose my head.
Now, don't be splashing paint all over me like that.
I couldn't help it. 7 jogged my elbow.
That's right, 5. Always lay the blame on others.
You should have talked. I heard the Queen said that you should be beheaded.
What for? That's none of your business.
Yes, it is his business, and I'll tell him. It was for me to cook tulip bowls instead of onions.
All the unjust things.
Well, we probably should keep painting the roses. We don't want the Queen to hear us. So glad no one's walked in on us.
Imagine what the executioner would do.
Yeah.
So how was your guys' weekends been?
Very, very frantic. The Queen of Hearts tried to chop off my head.
Same here.
Yeah, same here. But I got away. You know the mock turtle pig? He's such a nice guy.
Wait. Who is she?
Would you tell me, please, why you're painting those roses?
The fact is, Seamus, this here ought to be a red rose tree, and we planted a white one by mistake. And if the Queen were to find out, we'd all have our heads chopped off, you know.
The Queen! The Queen!
Make way for Her Royal Majesty! Gain way for the Queen of Hearts!
Who is this? What is your name, child?
My name is Alice, Your Majesty. We met this morning.
Alice, to be sure.
Duchess. I think she knows, but I don't think she'll tell you. She's too worried about losing her head.
Where's that rabbit? Rabbit, I want you!
Coming, I'm coming.
Can't think of how glad I am to see you again, you dear old thing. You're thinking of something, and that makes you forget to talk. I can't tell you what the moral of that is, but I shall remember it in a bit.
The queen wants to chop off your head. What's the moral of that?
Tut tut, child. Everything's got a moral if you can find it. Now, how are you getting on? How do you like the queen?
Not at all. She's so fond of beheading people. The wonder is if there's anyone left alive.
You enjoy croquet.
Not the way they play here.
What do you think of me, my dear?
Well, when I'm a duchess, I won't have any pepper in my kitchen at all. Maybe it's pepper that makes people hot-tempered, and vinegar that makes them sour, and sugar cookies that make children sweet-tempered.
Well, I'm frightened. I've never lost my head before. And more of this is what makes the world go round.
There, how fond you are finding morals and things.
I'm wondering why I don't put my arm around your waist. The reason is I'm doubtful of the temper of your flamingo. Shall I try the experiment?
He might bite.
Very true. Flamingos and mustard both bite. And well, that is birds of a feather flock together.
Only mustard isn't a bird.
Right, as usual. What a clear way you have of playing things.
Mustard is a mineral, I think.
Of course it is. There's a large mustard mine near here. Well, that is somewhere there's a mine unless there's of yours.
I'd understand that better if I wrote it down.
That's what I could say. Fine day, Your Majesty.
I give you fair warning. You must get ready for the execution or chop off your head!
Have you seen the mock turtle yet? I don't even know what a mock turtle is.
Why, it's the thing mock turtle soup is made from. Go along and I'll tell you a story. Griffin! Griffin!
Is that a mock turtle?
No, foolish girl, that's a griffin.
Yeah.
Stay your subtlety lazy thing and take this young lady to the mock turtle. I must go see to the executioners.
You heard what her blooming master said. Come along now, don't dilly-dally.
Right, and as a bit of last in place, I'll let it hide. Why is he crying? Poor fellow.
It's all in his head. Come along now. This here young lady wants to know history, she do.
I'll tell her. Sit down and don't speak a word till I finish. Once I was a real turtle. When we were little, we went to school in the sea. The master was an old turtle. We used to call him Tortoise.
Why do you call him tortoise if he wasn't one?
We called him Tortoise because he was a teacher and he taught us. Really, you are very cool.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself for asking such a simple question.
We went to school in the sea, though you mayn't believe it.
I never said I didn't.
You did.
Hold your tongue.
We had the best of educations. In fact, we went to school every day.
High for the day school too. Needs to be so proud of all of that.
With extras
Yes, French and music.
and washing.
Certainly not.
Then yours wasn't a really good school. Now at ours they had French, music, and washing. Extra.
You couldn't have needed it much living at the bottom of the sea.
I couldn't afford to learn it. I only took the regular course.
What was that?
Reeling and writing to begin with, and then the different branches of arithmetic. Ambition, distraction, uglification, and derision.
I never heard of uglification.
Never heard of uglification. You know, to beautify it, I suppose.
It means to make anything prettier.
Well then, if you know what to uglify is, you are a simpleton.
And how many hours a day did you do lessons?
10 hours the first day, 9 the next, and so on.
What a curious plan.
That's where they're called lessons, because they lesson from day to day.
But the 11th day must have been a holiday.
Of course it was.
But how did you manage on the 12th?
That's enough about lessons. Tell us something about the game.
Thank you. You may not have lived much under the sea.
I haven't.
And perhaps you never introduced to a lobster?
I once tasted. No, never.
So you have no idea what a delightful thing a lobster quadrille is.
A quadrille? Isn't that a dance?
Would you like to see a little of it?
Very much.
Come, let's dance the lobster quadrille. Think you manage that lobsters, don't you know?
Will the queen allow it?
You won't tell her.
And the turtles all advance. They are waiting on the shingle. Will you come and join the dance? Will you, won't you, will you, won't you, will you join the dance? Will you, won't you, will you, won't you, won't you join the dance? it is from England, more than here it is to France. So do not pale, beloved snail, but come and join the dance. Would not, could not, would not, could not, would not join the dance. Would not, could not, would not, would not, could not join the dance.
Thank you. It's a very interesting dance. I like the funny part about the whiting.
Do you know why it's called a whiting?
No.
It polishes our boots.
The whiting polishes your boots?
What are your shoes done with?
With the blacking, I believe.
Boots and shoes are the same with whiting. Now you know.
And what are they made of?
Soul's nails, of course. Any shoe could have told you that.
If I had been the whiting in the song, I would to the purpose. Keep back to me. We don't want you with us.
No wise fish would go anywhere without a porpoise.
Wouldn't it really?
Of course not. If a fish came to me and told me he was going on a journey, I'd say, with what purpose?
Would you like the mock turtle to play another song? Would you like to dance?
Oh, song, please.
Clear turtle soup, will you, old fella?
Beautiful soup, so rich and green, waiting in a hot tureen. Who for such dainties will not stew? Soup of the evening, beautiful soup, beautiful soup, beautiful soup, soup of the evening, beautiful soup.
You are under arrest.
I am?
Anything you say may be used against you.
What am I arrested for?
The Knave of Hearts stole some tarts. You are suspected of being necessity after the fact.
That's ridiculous. I never met the Knave of Hearts.
Come along quietly, you shall be beheaded. March!
I wish I could get this absurd trial over and pass me the tarts. They look delicious.
Judge, silence in court!
I wish to state that I am totally innocent of the charges brought against me. Over the head, I say!
Silence in court!
Harold, read the accusation.
The Queen of Hearts, she made some tarts, all on a summer day. The Knave of Hearts, he stole the tarts and took them quite away.
I had nothing to do with it.
Consider your verdict.
Not yet, there's a great deal to come before that.
Then call the first witness.
First witness, Mad Hatter, Mad Hatter.
Hurry up, we haven't got all day.
I beg your pardon, your majesty.
Is it respectable to beg?
I mean, I'm sorry for bringing this in, but I hadn't quite finished my tea.
When did you begin?
14th of March, I think it was.
It was the 15th.
Jury, write that down.
It was the
It is
15th.
Silence in court.
Witness, take off your hat.
It isn't mine. Oh man, your majesty. And I hadn't just begun my tea. And what with the bread and butter getting so expensive, and the twinkling of the tea tray.
The twinkling of what?
Began with the tea.
Of course, twinkling begins with a T. Do you take me for a dunce? If that's all you know, you may stand down.
Can't go any lower. On the floor as it is.
Then you may sit down.
I'd much rather finish my tea.
You may go.
But mark my words, she's a very peculiar girl. Just the kind to go steal out of people's tarts.
Suspicious. Very suspicious. She said home shop and helped herself to talk without permission. I think the girl should be beheaded on the principle. Consider your verdict.
There's more evidence to come, your majesty. I've just been handed this paper. It's a set of verses.
Suspicious. Is it in handwriting of either prisoner?
Not mine!
Not mine.
Shall I read it anyway, your majesty?
Begin at the beginning. Go until you come to the end. Then stop.
They told me you'd been to her and mentioned me to him. She gave me a good character, but said I could not swim.
That's the most important piece of evidence we've heard. Now let the jury proceed.
Any of the jury can explain it. I'll give 6 pence. I don't believe there's an added meaning in it.
She doesn't believe there's an atom
some meaning. I said I could not swim. You can't swim, can you?
Do I look like I could?
You heard him confess. Consider your verdict. No, sentence first, verdict later. That's illegal. Hold your tongue. Alice, I said hold your tongue. I won't. I said hold your tongue now. I won't do it. Over the head.
Over their head!
Over the head.
Over their head!
Stop! I haven't done anything. I just have to go home.
Over the head.
Over their head!
Rabbit, help! There's help!
She lost her head.
You can't do this to me, you know. You're not really. You're just a pack of playing cards. No, please.
Where do you come from? Where are you going? Look up. Speak nicely and don't twiddle your fingers.
I'm sorry, Your Majesty. You see, I've lost my way.
I don't know what you mean by your way. I'm the Red Queen. All the ways about here belong to me. But why would you come here at all?
I only wanted to see where your garden was like, Your Majesty.
When you say garden, I could show you gardens in comparison with which that'd be a wilderness.
And I thought I'd try to make it to the top of that hill.
When you say hill, I can show you hills in comparison with which you'd call that a valley.
No, I shouldn't. A hill can't be a valley. No, that'd be nonsense.
When you say nonsense, I could show you nonsense that would make that seem as sensible as a dictionary.
This must be Looking Glassland. It's marked out just like a large chessboard, a huge game of chess that's being played all over the world. If this is the world at all. Wait, I remember. I can cross the chessboard. I'll become a queen, and if I become a queen, I can go home.
That's easily managed. Come along. Faster! Don't talk. Faster!
It's cold. Are we nearly there?
Nearly there? Why, we passed 10 minutes ago. You ain't resting mad yet.
We've been in the same place the whole time.
Of course we have.
In our country, you generally get somewhere else if you ran very fast for a long time.
Here, you see, it takes all the running you can do to keep in the same place. If you want to get somewhere else, you must run at least twice as fast.
How dreadful. I'll never get home.
Cheer up, this is Looking Glassland. If you heard the word evil up to a mere, it simply lives spell backwards.
I guess you're right.
So take another example. Look at this poetry book.
Why it's backwards?
Of course it is. You've come through a looking glass.
It's called Jabberwocky. It was brilliant society toads. Did guide ribble in the wave. A Minty where the border goes and the murmurs out great. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws like cats. Beware the Jub bird and the frumities Spanish snatch. And as an elfish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with his eyes aflame, lifting through the tollgate wood and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through. The boar pulled away with snicker snack and left it dead, and with its head went looping back. It doesn't make sense.
It does to me. Perhaps you should run a bit to clear away the cobwebs.
I'd rather not. I'm so hot and thirsty.
Have a dry biscuit. While you're refreshing yourself, I'll take the measurements. As soon as I get these wretched books into my pocket. Wow, it's being so finicky. I really should have asked the seamstress for better pockets. It's a shame I didn't think of it on my mind. Have so many things to carry, so little space. Anyway, taking measurements. At the end of 2 yards. Have another biscuit?
No, thank you. One's quite enough.
I gotta pace before I forget them. 3, 4, and I must say goodbye and then the 5. Have another biscuit?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Here's how to cross the chessboard. Upon goes 2 squares as first move. So go very quickly to the 3rd square, and then you find yourself in the 4th square. But that square belongs to Tweedledum and Tweedledee. The 5th square is mostly water. The 6th square belongs to Humpty Dumpty. You'll have to deal with him, have you can. Haven't you nothing to say?
I don't know something to say to him just then.
The 7th square is all forced, and in the 8th square will be queens together. It's all feasting and fun. Off we go.
She can run very fast.
Goodbye, Antonia.
If you think we're statues, you ought to pay, you know. Statues aren't made to be looked at for nothing, you know how.
On the other hand, if you think we're alive, you ought to speak. I'm very sorry.
I know what you're thinking about, but is it so now, how?
Contrary-wise, if it was so, it might be, and if it were so, it would be. But as it isn't, it ain't. That's logic. I was thinking, which is the best way across the transport? It's getting dark. Would you tell me, please? You like poetry? Some poetry. What shall we repeat to her?
The Walrus and the Carpenter. That's the longest.
If it is the longest, would you please tell me which way I have to go? Sit down and listen. The Walrus and the Carpenter were walking on the strand. They wept like anything to see such quantities of sand. If this were only cleared away, they said it would be grand. Sit down.
4 other oysters followed them, and yet another 4, and thick and fast they came at last, and more and more and more. All hopping through the frothy waves and scrambling to the shore, sit down.
Then 4 young oysters hurried up, all eager for the treat. Their coats were brushed, their faces washed, their shoes were clean and neat. And this was odd because, you know, they hadn't any feet. Sit down.
The time has come, the Walrus said, to talk of many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax, of cabbages and cakes, and why the sea is boiling hot, and whether pigs have wings. Sit down.
A loaf of bread, the Walrus said, is what we chiefly need. Pepper and vinegar besides are very good indeed. Now if you're ready, oysters dear, we can begin to feed. Sit down.
But not in us, the oysters cried, turning a little blue. After such kindness, that would be a dismal thing to do. The night is fine, the Walrus said. Do you admire the view? Sit down.
It seems a shame, the Walrus said, to play them such a trick, after we've brought them out so far and made them trot so quick. The Carpenter said nothing, but the butter spread too thick. Sit down.
I weep for you, the Walrus said. I deeply sympathize. With sobs and tears, he sorted out those of the largest size. Holding his pocket handkerchief before his streaming eyes, one more verse.
"O oyster," said the Carpenter, "you've had a pleasant run. Shall we be trotting home again?" But the answer came there none. And this was scarcely odd, because they'd eaten every one. I like the Walrus best because he was a little sorry for the poor oysters. He ate more than the Carpenter, though. He held his handkerchief in front, so the Carpenter couldn't count how many he took. Well, that was a very unpleasant tale. Now, would you please tell me which way I ought to go? I think it's going to rain.
Don't get wet.
Selfishly, I'm lost and I need some help. Somebody please help. Somebody's shot has blown off.
Bread and butter, bread and butter, bread and butter.
Am I dressing the White Queen?
I'd call it undressing.
May I put your sauce stick for you?
It's out of temper, I think. I pinned it here, and I pinned it there, but there's no pleasing it.
It can't go straight, you know, if you pin it on one side. Dear me, what a state your hair is in.
The brush got entangled in it, and I lost the comb yesterday.
It looks rather better now, but really, you should have a lady's maid.
You're very sweet. I'll hire you with pleasure. Tuppence a week and jam every other day.
Oh, why don't we try her and me? And I don't much care for jam.
It's very good jam.
I don't want any today.
You couldn't have it if you did. The rule is, jam tomorrow, jam yesterday, but never jam today.
It must come sometimes to jam today.
No, it can't. It's jam every other day. Today isn't every other day, you know.
I don't understand.
That's the effect of living backwards. It makes one a little giddy.
I've never heard of living backwards.
It's a poor memory that only works backwards.
Mine only works one way. I can't remember things before they happen.
Again, it's a poor memory that only works backwards.
What sort of things do you remember best?
Oh, you know, the things that happen the week after next. For instance, now. There's the king's messenger. He's in prison now, being punished. And the trial doesn't begin till Wednesday. And of course, the punishment comes last of all.
Suppose he didn't commit the crime.
That would be all the better, wouldn't it?
Of course, but not all the better him getting punished.
You're wrong there at any rate. Were you ever punished?
Only for fault.
And you aren't better for it, I know. Ow, ow.
Have you cut your finger?
I haven't yet, but I soon shall.
When?
When I fasten my shawl again, the pin will come undone. Oh.
You're holding on crooked.
That accounts for the bleeding. Now you see the way things happen here.
But why do you scream now?
Because I've done all the screaming already.
I'm glad it's getting lighter. I thought night was coming on.
I wish I could manage to be glad. You must be very happy, being glad whenever you like.
I am, but it's so very different here, and that makes me sad.
Oh, don't go on like that. Consider what o'clock it is. Consider anything, only don't cry.
You keep from crying by considering things?
Nobody can do two things at once. Let's consider your age to begin with. How old are you?
7.5 exactly.
I'm only 101, 5 months and a day.
I can't believe that.
Can't you?
I can't believe impossible things.
You haven't had much practice. When I was your age, I considered at least 6 impossible things before breakfast. There goes the shawl. I've got it. Now you should see me pin it on again, all by myself.
But I hope your finger is better now.
Oh, much better. Much better. Better. Bread and butter. Better bread. Bread and butter.
Wait, please, I need directions. Don't let that door reach the square. I'm determined that she shall not be crowned the queen.
I won't, my love, I won't.
Then stay or stumps. Humpty Dumpty, and he's exactly like an egg.
It's very provoking to be called an egg. Very.
I said he looks like an egg, sir. Some eggs are very pretty, you know.
And some people have no more sense than a baby.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men could have put Humpty Dumpty together again. The last line is too much involved with poetry.
Don't stand chattering to yourself. Tell me your name and your business.
My name is Alice, and I'm crossing the chessboard to become queen.
Alice is a stupid name. What does it mean?
Must the name mean something?
Of course, my name means the shape I am, and a handsome shape it is too. A name like yours, you might be any shape.
Why do you sit all alone?
Why, because there's nobody with me. Did you think I didn't know the answer to that? Ask me another.
Don't you think you'd be safer on the ground?
What easy riddles you ask. Of course I don't think so. If I ever did fall off, which there's no chance of, the king has promised with his very own mouth to...
To send all his horses and send all his men.
You've been listening at doors and keyhole.
I haven't either, to the book. Dear me, what a nice belt you've got on. Or is it a bow tie? If only I could tell which is the neck and which is the waist.
It's a most provoking thing when a person doesn't know a bow tie from a belt.
I'm very sorry.
It's a tie, child. It was a present from the White Queen herself. There.
Was it really?
Of course it is. She gave it to me for an unbirthday present.
I beg your pardon.
I'm not offended.
No, I mean, what is an unbirthday present?
Presents given when it isn't your birthday, of course.
I like birthday presents best.
You don't know what you're talking about. How many days are there in a year?
365.
And how many birthdays have you?
1.
And if you take 1 from 365, what remains?
364, of course.
That shows that there are 364 days when you might get unbirthday presents. There's glory for you.
I don't know what you mean by glory.
Of course you don't, so I tell you. I meant, there's a nice knockdown argument for you.
But glory doesn't mean a nice knockdown argument.
When I use a word, it means just what I choose it to mean. Neither more nor less.
The question is whether you can make words mean so many different things.
The question is which is to be masculine. That's all. Impenetrability. That's what I say.
Well, you are men of many words. Would you please tell me about a poem called Jabberwocky?
I could if I choose. I can explain any poems that have been created, and a good many that haven't been created yet. But instead, I'm going to give you a piece of advice.
Thank you.
This is important, so listen carefully. I sent a message to the fish. I told them, this is what I wish. The little fish's answer was, we cannot do it, sir, because.
That's your advice?
The important part is coming. Then someone came to me and said, the little fishes are in bed. I took a corkscrew from the shelf. I went to wake them up myself. And when I found the door was locked, I pulled and pushed and kicked and knocked. And when I found the door was shut, I tried to turn the handle, but.
Is that all?
And so my advice is, run.
What?
Run for your life. It's the Queen of Hearts. Run!
The Queen of Hearts! There she is! Off the head! Off the head! I command you, stop!
I command you to stop.
Off the head! What do I do?
Alice, stand perfectly still.
Help!
Stand still.
Oh.
All hail
Queen Alice!
What?
All hail Queen Alice!
Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Wait a minute.
Hip, hip.
Hooray!
I'm a queen. This must be an A square. No! Yes! You crossed a chessboard.
And now you may do whatever you wish.
This is grand, certainly. I never thought I'd be able to become a queen if I really am a queen. I invite you to Alice's dinner party this afternoon.
And I invite you, Your Majesty.
I didn't know it was a party. If I am, shouldn't I invite the guests? The guests have already been invited, and we must hurry before they fall asleep.
I know just how they feel. I am so sleepy.
Oh, she's tired, poor thing. Smooth her hair, lend her your nightcap, sing her a soothing lullaby. I'm afraid I don't have a nightcap with me. I don't know any soothing lullabies.
Oh, my ears and whiskers, we shall all be late. Come along, Royal Majesties.
We've missed the soup and fish. Bring on the mutton. I drink to Queen Alice's health.
Queen Alice's health!
Well, my girl, I did my best to finish up with you. I was hot on the heels from square to square. I planned to chop off your head before you ever said a crumb of it. But it's too late to remedy matters now, so may you go safely home whenever you like. Now that we all drink to your health, you shall return thanks in a neat little speech. Oh, looking glass creatures, let it be said, I have a scepter in hand, I have a crown on my head. So the wonderland creatures, whatever they be, come along and dine with the red queen, the white queen, and me.
So fill up the glasses as quick as you can, and sprinkle the tables with buttons and bran. Put the cats in the coffee and mice in the tea, and welcome Queen Alice with 30 times 3, with 30 times 3, with 30 times 3, and welcome Queen Alice with 30 times 3.
Oh, looking glass creatures, I beg you, John, it's an honor to have you. It's a favor to hear. So the Bruce High to have dinner and tea along with the red queen, the white queen, and me.
So fill up the glasses with syrup and ink, and anything else that is pleasant to drink. Mix sand with the cider and wool with the wine, and welcome Queen Alice with 90 times 9, with 90 times 9, with 90 times 9, and welcome Queen Alice with 90 times 9.
Oh, I know that I soon shall wake up by the fireside with a small black king on my lap and realize that everything that happened was all a dream. But I could never, not ever, since I lived, forget my magical visit to Wonderland.